Kadosh, Boker Or. Yeah, Boker Or. Mishna Yomi Masechet Metzia, Perek Vav, chapter 6, Mishnah Bet and Gimel, 2 and 3. 2 et 3. Yeah, the previous Mishnah taught that if workers back out of a job and therefore they cause the employer loss, they may be penalized. Where backing out will not cause the employer loss, right? They may back out without a penalty as long as they have not yet begun the work. But if they quit in the middle of the job, they are penalized. So to minute, אל תפסיק באמצע. יש לך עבודה, אל תפסיק את העבודה באמצע. התחלת, אמרת, סיימת. בדיוק. הסוחר את האומנים. מתחילים דברים עם השנים, טוב? If someone hired a craftsman to do a job, and they started the job, but then they changed their minds, and they refused to complete it, right? ידן התחתונה, they have the lower hand. If he's the one that retracted, he has the lower hand because he's changing, right? Do you know the people, they like shinuim, but they don't realize that sometimes when they do shinuim, they start making all these type of things, vadim. They have the lower hand. Why? Because at the end of the day, right, they changed. The same halacha would be al yado atachtona. So imagine right now, if someone comes and he rents a donkey, he was supposed to take it to a mountain, and instead he led it to a valley, right? That means when you came and you invented it, you did it for a certain reason. And then afterwards it went afuch, right? Ala panim, right? It went mamash afuch, right? It goes completely. So what happened? You took it to the wrong place. Or babika, you were supposed to take it to the valley, you took it to the mountain. Even one of them is going to be 10 million. And the other one is going to be 10 million. It's the same space, same destination, the same kilometer, same meta. And if it dies, hayav. You're going to be hayav. Right? Yes, we learned this. Right? If you're going to be socher the chamor and then vivrika and it becomes blind, or it was seized from the king for the king's replacements. Right? This is yours, it's in front of you. Why? Because at the end of the day, he didn't do anything. It was a king, it was something normal. That's it. But if it dies or breaks a limb, he has to give him another hamor, right? So the owner has to give another hamor of the rental. Meaning that's like, for example, a car. You rent a car, something happens to the car. We're not talking about you got into an accident. We're talking about I don't know what, the motor. The car company has to come. They have to give you 1 second, right? They have to give you another car. Okay, now what happens in a case where you rented a donkey? You were supposed to take it to the mountain. You took it in the valley, and then it slipped, right? Right? So he says you're going to be patur. Why? Because a mountain is much more slippery than a valley. So the fact that it slipped, you did it something less. So
he's not used to go there. What is the connection?
So he says it's going to be less. So that's why you're going to be patur. The muhama, but if it's going to be now that it was affected by the heat, now you're going to be chayav. Says why? Because in the mountain it's a cooler air. So therefore, now that you took it in a hotter air, you're going to be chayav. The opposite. And now it comes and you took it on the mountain and now it slips. You're going to be chayav. Why? Because it's worse. It's more slippery than the valley. But if it got heated up, you're going to be patur. But if it's going to be because of the climbing, meaning there was less oxygen because it was going so high, so then you're going to be patur in such a case.